Oh, shoot.
Alright, class, today we're going to be learning the beginning of World War II. So we're going to start with a quote from Hitler. That is, nature is cruel, so we may be cruel too. I have the right to remove millions of the inferior race that breeds like vermin. He's obviously talking about the
That's what
Jews.
Hitler said?
That's a picture of Hitler. You guys don't know who
That's
Hitler
my
is.
dude.
In Germany, Adolf Hitler came to power in 1933 as a fascist dictator. Hitler hated the Treaty of Versailles and violated it. First, he built the German military, then he sent troops into the Rhineland, which is the headquarters of Germany. It's like where all the government is. This is a direct violation of the Treaty of Versailles, which said in 1919 that Rhineland was a demilitarized zone, which means that no military action was to take part there. Hitler wanted to conquer whoever he felt was inferior to the Germans or Aryans. He wanted living space for the Germans in East Europe, which means he wanted to get rid of everyone so that it was only Germans in Europe. On September 1st, 1939, Germany invaded Poland without declaration of war. And this is the cause, or the said cause of World War II. This is how it's all started. Britain and France declared war on Germany on September 3rd of 1939, and then Italy declared war on France and Britain on June 10th, 1940. The Blitzkrieg in German means lightning war. Hitler used the Blitzkrieg during his invasion of Poland. The Blitzkrieg included surprise attacks, rapid advancements into enemy territory, and massive airstrikes that struck and shocked the enemy. Germany achieved most of its victories in World War II because of the Blitzkrieg tactic. At the time, everyone fought wars the same, and they just kind of went in and did their thing and then left. Hitler, with the Blitzkrieg, just came in without anybody knowing and just destroyed everyone just as fast as possible, so no one had time to react. That's where the term Blitz comes from. When you attack fast and attack with everybody, he would split his army up. He would take his entire army and go straight in all at once and just destroy people. This is his military. He has a tank, and then all the tanks would come in lines, big lines, followed by millions of soldiers. But before that, they would bomb the whole entire city first to get rid of anybody that wanted to stay. Britain sent troops to wait with the French down behind the Maginot Line. Reporters say this was a quiet time of not much action, known as the Phony War. Nothing really happened. They just kind of went there and they just showed up, and nothing major happened. The Maginot Line was a defensive for France against the invasion of Germany. It was established after World War I, and the line showed to be little use in the 40s when Germany invaded France for the third time. Pretty much what that meant is Germany it didn't matter about the line. Germany just crumbled right over it without any kind of hesitation of any kind. This is the Magna Line. This is where trains and subways and all that stuff have materials like guns and food and water and clothes and stuff like that was supplying France. You can see the Magna Line comes from here, Alsace-Lorraine, all the way up here to the Ardennes Forest. The Blitzkrieg German soldiers were parachuted into Holland. This is on May 10th, 1940. So after all the airstrikes and all the tanks came through, they would start bringing in soldiers. Not only would they bring them in from land, but they'd bring them in from air too. They'd drop them in so that no one had any kind of chance of retaliating and grouping together. They would just drop them anywhere they pleased. The Axis in April 1940, the quiet time of the war, exploded into action. Hitler launched a series of blitzkriegs. Norway and Denmark both fell. Germany had overrun the Netherlands and Belgium. Germany, along with Italy, forced France to surrender. So by this time, Germany and Italy are working together against France, and Denmark and Netherlands and Belgium also didn't really do much because they didn't fight. World War II, and this is all the battles. So obviously we know that Germany on September 1st invaded Poland was first. And then after that, they just kind of started spreading and going around to wherever they can get. Germany never opened up a two-front war, so if they were attacking Poland, they would only attack Poland. If they attacked France, they would only attack France. They would kind of go in big herds. They would never split up anywhere, and that was another huge reason of why Germany was so powerful is because nobody could take on one full entire army all at once. The fall of France. So this is a picture of Hitler standing next to the Eiffel Tower, in front of the Eiffel Tower. Random fact about that: they shut down the elevators and all the stairways so that Hitler was never able to actually conquer France because he was never able to actually fully climb that or get anywhere near it. The Germans invaded France. The Germans invaded France in May of 1940. Retreating Allied forces made it to Dunkirk and found themselves trapped between the advancing Nazis and the English Channel. The British sent every boat they could to get across to the English Channel to pick up troops off the sides of beaches of Dunkirk. There's actually a movie called Dunkirk about this battle. They were trapped between the English Channel, which is sea, so they couldn't do much, and then the Nazis were coming for them. There was nowhere to go. The miracle at Dunkirk. The event at Dunkirk is called the miracle because the retreating Allies had lost hope, and then the British pulled through for them and rescued 338,000 men. As you can see right here, this is the English Channel, so they had nowhere to go because these arrows right here point the way that the Nazi forces were coming, and they were trapped here on Dunkirk on the beach right here. So they really had nowhere to go. It was pretty much like a death trap. On June 22nd, 1940, France signs an armistice with Germany and occupied France. An armistice is a ceasefire or a truce. The Franco-German armistice divided France into two zones. One zone was under German military occupation, and the other was under French control. In 1942, Germans occupied all of France, which means they did not continue to follow the armistice they signed because Hitler was really well known for not following through on treaties that he promised. That's the treaty. If you can see, Hitler is right here signing the treaty. So here are some questions. So this is what we're going to be doing on a different sheet of paper after all this is done. Thank you.